All right, ladies and gentlemen, today is a very interesting day because the last obsidian armor that was holding on to a spot in the meta is effectively being pushed out because of the rise of the Dark Phoenix uniform that Jean Grey has just received in this update. Yes, Jean Grey has effectively become the strongest universal supervillain in the game, and because of that, Supergiant's position in an Extreme Alliance battle is no more. It's unfortunate. I hope none of you guys actually purchased this thing for the past Black Friday because it was still relevant for the Universal Supervillain Female Day, but no one could have predicted that Jean Grey was going to get not only another Universal uniform, but also a supervillain one at that, and so soon. And because of this, Supergiant is losing her position in Extreme Alliance battle if you are one of the people who are currently chasing the meta. So I did some testing today with Jean Grey using this team right here. This is only happening, I guess, if you have the Morgan Le Fay uniform. I didn't do any testing using the leadership for White Fox and Jean Grey. I might do that later on, but using this team here, Jean Grey's leadership with Morgan Le Fay, I'm getting pretty close to 11 million with Jean Grey at tier 3 level 70. Keep that in mind. Okay, with my Supergiant, I get about 10.5 million with this team right here. Okay, I've also tested Supergiant with this team right here, and the score seems about the same. But basically, on average, it seems like now Jean Grey is scoring higher than Supergiant. And I want you guys to keep in mind that Jean Grey has level 80 possible once we unlock her potential, and then also tier 4 after that. And here's the big thing. This is a Jean Grey that doesn't even have damage accumulation yet, because her damage accumulation is tied to her tier 4. So if I'm getting 11 million points in Extreme Alliance battle with a level 70 Jean Grey without damage accumulation, it stands to reason that as soon as she gets maybe level 80, that's gonna bump me up at least to 11.5, if not 12 million. And then once we get to tier 4, we're going to be well over that 12 million point range. And I don't even have her artifact yet, and her artifact is the exact same as Gore and Scarlet Witch, which means with level 80 and the artifact, you might be capping and you might not even need a tier 4 Jean Grey for Extreme Alliance battle, if that is what you care about. Let me show you guys the artifact for Scarlet Witch so you have an idea of what I'm talking about. So the same exact buffs, 20% extra damage to heroes and villains. This is what Jean Grey gets if you have the 6-star variant. Obviously the 4-star is going to be a little bit weaker, but the point is Supergiant, the last obsidian armor that was holding on to a spot in the meta, it's officially going out. Okay, well, here's the thing. There's still the Universal Supervillain Alien Day, which Jean Grey obviously can participate in because she's not an alien. So Supergiant does have a place there, but the issue with Supergiant is her awakened skill. Sometimes you will use this and it will target a mob and you get trapped in the awakened skill and you lose a bunch of points because Surtur is on the other end of the map. So for me personally, for ABL, I never use Supergiant because even though there's a likelihood that she can score more than Loki, I prefer Loki because there isn't the targeting issue. And then there's also, I guess, the ease of use that comes with somebody like Loki, where you could possibly run him with a Brilliant Destruction and use his President Loki uniform and get a higher score. Not that one, this one, right? But I'm using a Rage, so I'm gonna stick with Loki right now. So guys, it's unfortunate. I hope you didn't just buy Supergiant's uniform. It's still great, but Jean Grey is effectively replacing her, which means Jean Grey is officially, in my book, a two-way god. She is taking over timeline one day at a time. As more people get level 80 and tier 4 Jean Grey, you're gonna see more and more of them. and she's now effectively cemented herself as the strongest universal supervillain female at the very least, because obviously we have this demon holding down the male. So I don't know if Jean Grey at tier 4 is going to be able to surpass Black Bolt, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, so we're doing a second pass to see if we can get a little bit higher of a score with Jean. I think it's possible if we're able to just stay on the Frost Beast. I find that with Jean, one thing, see, that was what I was going to tell you guys. One thing that I see that's a little bit of a downside is the 2 skill sometimes just moves you really far out from the beast, and then that costs you a little bit of time because you can't transition smoothly into your other skills, because for some reason she just prioritizes going for like the mobs over the beast, which is wild to me. Okay, just put everything on the Frost Beast and it will be good. Can we get off another tier 3 rotation? No. Okay, usually we can get up to like 6 million before he roars, so this is definitely a little bit less. Come on, Jean, stop going after the mobs, man. Like, do a full triangle or whatever against the beast, dog. Like, I want you to like just focus all of your time and energy on the beast. I know you want to burn the world. I know, but like, come on, girl. 9.2 before the next roar is where we need to be. Not quite. Okay, rage proc is a little off. Yo, I ain't gonna hold you. A lot of times all you're gonna see with Jean Grey is just fire and death. Hail and brimstone. It's literally just like fire, more fire. It's just fire, and more fire. Okay, let's pop 5, 4, go into 2, throw the 1 out, throw the 3 there. 10.2, a little bit lower than where we would want to be. Ideally, you want to be at 10.5, but what can we do? Let's get a 3. Yeah, looks like we can probably squeeze out maybe 10.3 if we get off another rotation, but she gets really deep. Sorry, not 10.3, 11.3. All right, so we got 11.36, which is really good. Listen, Supergiant is not coming close to this. I'm gonna tell you that for free, okay? There's no way Supergiant is getting 11.3 any higher. Anyways, guys, we're gonna wrap the video up right here. Leave me your thoughts on Jean Grey in the comments. I'm a couple days away from being able to tier 4 her, just because I didn't want to buy this tier 4 pack, this one right here, for $100. I really don't feel, you know, the desire to pay $100 just to get her potential when I can spend a little bit more and just get tier 4 materials to stack up for whoever comes next, because I don't think they're gonna give us a break just because Jean Grey got tier 4. I definitely think we're gonna be getting another tier 4 this month, so I want to be ready for whoever that is. Word on the street is it might be Star-Lord, you know what I'm saying, but who the heck really knows, because I did not expect to see a tier 4 Jean Grey so soon. So who knows, could be tier 4 Apocalypse. Hey, listen. Anything is possible in Marvel Money Fight. I mean Marvel Future Fight. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace. Hopefully they fix the bugs really soon and we're able to see, because here's the thing. What I've noticed is the bug for damage is actually affecting me primarily in ABX. For World Boss Legend and Giant Boss Raid, I haven't really noticed a drop off in my numbers. I know I haven't really addressed it, but yeah, I haven't really noticed a drop off in my damage for World Boss Legend or Giant Boss Raid. It's more so ABX and ABL. So if this is a Jean Grey that is not at full power for ABX and ABL, this means when they fix the damage bug, Jean Grey at level 70 could very well be hitting 12 million. Now, for those of you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, since I didn't make a video talking about the issue, this is what I'm talking about right here. So they said the issue of the damage of specific heroes being reduced in certain content is currently being investigated, and they didn't specify which characters, but based on my own testing for my own characters, I can say for certain ABX and ABL, I've seen a massive drop off in my scores, anywhere from 500,000 points with certain characters to up to 1,000,000 points, which is kind of wild. And that's ABX and ABL, and that's not just with me. I'm getting reports of the same thing happening to people in my alliance as well. However, when it comes to World Boss Legend, I'm still clearing the same stage that I was clearing before the update. However, I'm getting reports from other people saying that their Giant Boss Raid clears are slower and their World Boss Legend runs are slower. So I don't know if it's affecting different people differently, or if it's just the characters that I'm using versus the characters that you guys use on a daily basis just being different. Point of the matter is Jean Grey now is meta, and that is with this bug reducing the damage of certain characters. And we're not sure if this includes Jean Grey, Angel, Polaris, Beast, and Cyclops. If it does include them, then we're gonna have to reevaluate Angel, Polaris, Beast, and Cyclops after this issue gets fixed, because those characters seem very underwhelming. However, when it comes to Jean Grey, she is performing quite well. So it's just a strange situation here.